you. So prior to being talked into doing this talk, I heard a quote, and it started me thinking, and I wondered if it was a valid quote. I wondered if it could possibly be true, and I wondered if it was truly that simple. It was a quote spoken by a very reliable man. He was famous. He was a basketball player and a basketball coach who took his team to the NCAA championships and won 10 times. So I knew he had a lot of validity. The man's name was John Wooden, and this was his quote. He said, "You cannot live a perfect day without giving something to someone who will never repay you." And I thought about that, and I thought, that's a pretty good quote. I wonder if it's true. So I thought back to my life and my childhood and a perfect day. I've had a lot of perfect days, not a lot, some. And I wanted to see if what he said was true. And the perfect day that I thought about as a child was indeed what he had said. I had given someone something, my sister, and she became extremely happy, and I had a perfect day. It was a spring day in April. You know how that is in Colorado. I grew up in Denver, Colorado, in a suburb, and I woke up to this winter wonderland, sorry for the cliche, out my window. The trees were just laden with snow, and the ground was covered in white, and I looked up, and the wind was blowing the snow off the roof, and the sun was hitting that snow, so it looked like thousands of magical diamonds falling to the ground. And then I told the kids it wasn't a snow day, it was a Saturday, and I could not wait to get outside. Now usually our mother would, like most children, pack us into our long underwear, shorts or pants, our long underwear top, our sweater, our coat, our ski pants, the scarf, the mittens, the hat, the whole, Shazam until you looked like the Michelin Man. But my sister and brother and I decided there was no time to put all this clothing on. We needed to get out there and play in that winter playland. So we threw on our coat, threw on our mittens, and dashed out the door. Now, the first thing I did was, of course, scoop up some snow, pack the snowball, and started throwing it to my brother as I was dodging the snowballs that my sister was throwing at me, and scooped some more up and packed it, and realized it was that perfect snow for a snowball. And you know the kind, it's the kind that has just enough moisture where it makes your mittens wet, and the perfect kind to just have this major snowball fight. We were having so much fun. Then I started packing and packing and packing, and I made an arsenal of snow. This snow was the kind of that you just can play in all day long. Well, of course, we got tired. Not my brother. He went off and threw snowballs at anything he could possibly find. While my sister and I fell on the ground and started making snow angels, trying to breathe and catch our breath. And then we started planning our snowman. Again, this is the snow that you start with a little ball and you roll it across the yard and it's picking up the grass. We made our 3 spheres, built our snowman, and then started to plan how we were going to dress it. Now, I knew that I had the better idea. I wanted to put my dad's cowboy hat on, and I had this great idea to use bark as eyeballs, where my sister, she was going to put a stocking cap on and use rocks for eyes. But in reality, she was the more creative one, and so I told her she could dress the snowman however she liked. Now, that was a really simple gift to give her. It was kind of hard because I really wanted to decorate the snowman myself, but I saw how happy it made her, and in turn made a perfect day for me. Now, this is a very simple concept, and we just don't do it often enough. A lot of people will only do something for themselves, or they'll benefit from it, or if they do something for someone else, it's if they can gain something from it. I know that's kind of cynical, and I did have that cynical attitude until just recently. I read an editorial in our local newspaper, and it was written by a woman who was telling about a secret committee in town. This committee called themselves the Salida Inspiration Committee. And this group of people were anonymously giving awards and mobiles to people they feel are contributing positively to our beautiful town. They are giving to people with absolutely no expectations of getting anything in return. They're trying to create a snowball effect of goodness. My perfect day included a snowball that was literal. This group of people is creating a type of figurative snowball. They are hoping to create this effect that will roll through town where everybody appreciates one another. If you're not familiar with what a snowball effect is, the online Cambridge Dictionary says that a snowball effect is a situation that increases in size and importance, or importance at a faster and faster rate. Okay, this is the very outcome the committee wants to see. They hope that people in their town will start to show one another how much they are inspired by one another and how much they are appreciated. They think it would be a delightful thing to see the people of Salida not only appreciate and compliment one another, but to be inspired with what these ordinary people are doing to create this extraordinary place that we live in. For the last 9 or 10 months, this committee chose local individuals or organizations or businesses to be given one of 4 awards. The 4 attributes they chose were ingenuity, integrity, initiative, or kindness. Now, most towns will have a Man and Woman of the Year award, which is great, but in reality, every town has thousands of people that are deserving of that award. The committee chose those 4 attributes when in reality there's also thousands of different attributes that people could get the awards for. For example, in our town, Julie Bell Ash was given the Kindness Award. And if you know Julie Bell, you understand why. She just has so much kindness in her heart, in both thought, word, and deed. The Ingenuity Award went to there was many that were given out, but one of the Ingenuity Awards was given to Bungle Jungle. And if you have seen their creatures, you know how creative and ingenious they are. The Integrity Award, one of the Integrity Awards, went to Salida's Head Start, because they have such integrity and educate so many of our little kiddos. And which one am I forgetting? The Initiative Award went to Plowboy. They came to town and saw that our town needed a store that sold local goods and produce, and opened their store. Not only did they open the store, they opened it in a very appealing and pleasant atmosphere. So, back to the snowball metaphor. A snowball takes many snowflakes working together to create the momentum to collect more and more and grow bigger and bigger. Along the way, it may collect a few debris, some pine needles and some dirt and some rocks, and it may appear that it's marring the beauty of that beautiful white sphere, but in reality, it keeps moving forward. Now, in our community, and in most communities, there are people that disagree with things. There are people that have different opinions, and it may appear that they are marring the beauty of the town. But in reality, we need that diversity to create a community that is interesting and different. Now, the hope is that that dirty snow or that controversy doesn't become so controversial that it stops the snowball from rolling altogether. Think of that snowball collecting snow and other organic material as it rolls along, growing bigger and bigger. It will eventually stop, and when it melts, it will leave behind the debris that it collected. There may be a few seeds in that debris, and they will be deposited in the soil, and the moisture from the snowball will nourish the seed so that it sprouts and grows. That plant will go to seed, send out seeds to more plants, sprout and grow. Eventually, that seed and those plants will continue that life of inspiration. If this Salida Inspiration Committee doesn't take off as planned by snowballing into an avalanche of goodness and gratefulness, at least these children, or these flakes, right? Hopefully that seed will be planted within them, and the idea will be planted until they grow up and can possibly use it as adults. They may take it to heart now, as will hopefully many adults, but either way, people will learn to appreciate one another. Our world has some pretty scary things happening right now, and it's easy to get pulled into some nasty snowballs. But if we can swim out of that avalanche of rolling snow and help others to see how valuable and appreciated they are, I think our world has some great hope. We may not be able to start globally, but we can start here in our little town. We can pay it forward here until the majority, or ideally all, of our little town citizens feel valued and realize they are contributors to a very special place. We can start with a few flakes, build a massive snowball here, and maybe as it melts, a few of those seeds will flow down the Arkansas River to communities below us, out into the ocean, and even possibly to other nations. Wouldn't it be a powerful image to think that one snowflake could develop into a world of people that appreciate one another's strengths, differences, and contributions? So I decided that John Wooden's quote really was true. I believe it to be true. I believe now I can have many more perfect days. You can have perfect days in your future. So I have a challenge for you. This Salida Inspiration Committee gave us permission, the Crest kids, to help with this snowball, to keep it going, to keep it rolling. At break, there is a booth in the ballroom, and there are some boxes. I'd like for you to think for the next 30 seconds or so until I finish about someone in town that you feel has contributed in any way positively to Salida. We do live in a very special place. And then put their name and why you think they deserve any award in one of the boxes that are in the ballroom, and the students will be happy to send them a letter and hopefully encourage everybody to just keep it going forward. So now you all can go make a snowball and have a perfect day. Thank you.